What's going on, my brother?
Chilling, man. Getting this grind started. I appreciate it. Honored to be here.
Yeah, of course, man. And so really why I wanted to bring you on, Brandon, is, you told me back in, I think maybe even December, it was probably January, I think. You're like, hey, man, I'm using this system called Ringy, and it's legit. And it resonated with me, but it didn't resonate enough for me to spread it throughout the agency. And now you've been using it for a solid 2 months, man. And you're just telling me the success about it. And really why I wanted to bring you on is just so you can educate us on how it's helped you, how it's helped your team, and also how it's really allowed you to coach agents up and help them get better. And you use Phone Burner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess, can you just start off, Brandon, by explaining to us the perks that you see or the difference that you see from Phone Burner to Ringy?
So the biggest thing that caught my attention with it, was the additional features that I wasn't getting through Phone Burner. Things like being able to, the text, the automation features, as well as, things like the whisper feature as well. So Phone Burner is great, for power dialing, through a bunch of internet leads and things like that. And Ringy has the power dialer, set up as well. But the other perks was, the automations when it comes to the text messages, the emails that's set up on automations that's going to go out days and weeks after you've initially tried to reach out to that lead. I know for myself, I left a lot of business on the table last year. Just by not following up on leads. I burned through my batch and then I moved to a new batch, and now leads just start really just spoiling because I'm not continuing to go back on them. But when you can drop them in the system, and the system is going to continue to work for you when you're not working, of sending out those text messages and emails, and then you get a response from a client a week or two later because they found that they've now received 7 different text messages or and 5 different emails, but now they finally have the time to deal with it, so they respond back looking for that appointment. Those are just golden opportunities that I was missing last year. I truly believe I probably left at least $200,000 on the table by not using Ringy last year, just for that feature alone. But then the other feature is that whisper feature, coming from a manager standpoint, of actually now being able to help manage the team, being there to help on a different level. And I'll show the function on that here in a moment. But I had an agent just last week, pretty new agent, on the phone, was definitely struggling with the appointment. So she was on the Zoom, and I was able to hear her struggling. And so I was then able to go in and just join her call through Ringy. Since she was calling through her Ringy system, I was able to just go in, join her call, seamlessly just tap into the call, and listen to her conversation. And then I was able to start whispering in her ear. So I just started talking to her and telling her exactly what to say to the client, and only she could hear it and the client could not hear it. So she just started repeating everything that I said, sounding just like me, and was able to, help that client and close the deal, right there on the spot. So for me, that's the biggest piece that I love about it, just really being able to help new agents, get started a lot quicker and get through the process.
Yeah, man. I mean, when you told me that, it didn't really click on what that really meant. And so what he's saying is that if you're using Ringy and you're affiliated with your manager, the person that brought you in this business, or even myself, we can see when you're dialing your leads, and we can literally jump into your call and give you tips, give you word tracks to say. And to me, that is amazing. And just that feature itself is worth the money. And how much does it cost per month, Brandon?
Like $99. $99 a month, and then there are some little additional costs, like with your text message, like a penny, 1 cent per text, and then you can add your additional phone lines. They have a smart local ID set up as well, where you can add those additional phone lines that you need for other states at $1 a month as well. I think last month I spent maybe like $160 for all the features, which is to me a great deal.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, phone burner, when you add all the lines up, it's like 130 or 140 when you get these additional lines, but it doesn't have those drip campaigns. So really, not only can you get help as a new agent while you're making your calls, it records the calls too.
Yeah, all the calls are recorded. Just make sure that you have your call recording on when you're calling, and so it records all your calls, puts it right into that client's file. So you're able to track all the activity from that lead at all times.
See, and guys, that's what is huge with this system is you literally get game film. Like Tom Brady is Tom Brady because he got obsessed with his game film. And what I mean by that is your calls are recorded. So your live action with the clients or with your leads, we can actually look back and listen. And even yourself, you can probably just hear where you should have said this or, just self-correction, but you can also utilize your manager to listen in on your calls and get actual coaching after the calls are done. And to me, that's amazing. And you can truly get better. That's how you get better is you listen or watch what you did. And then you can literally tweak, adjust, and you understand what you need to do better. You need to tighten up this. You need to say this. You shouldn't have said that. And that's an amazing feature as well. And I think that a huge thing too is that you're getting a system to squeeze your leads. Because let's be honest, a lot of us have hundreds, 200, some of us may even have 1,000 leads that are unresolved, and we're moving on to the next batch like Brandon was explaining, and then we kind of forget about them, or it's been months since we've reached back out to them. And now you can literally allow this system to work the leads while you're running appointments, while you're continuing to dial your new leads. And to me, guys, like that is an amazing, like this whole platform, to be honest with you, I'm kind of baffled by it, and how much it can actually help us. And the cost that is associated with it is literally the same that most of us are already used to spending with Phone Burner already. And so like, have you gotten feedback from your agents while using this system, Brandon, or anything that you've heard from your agents on how helpful this has been for them?
Oh yeah, the ones that are actively using it, the feedback has just come from their bank accounts going up. Because they're actually, helping more clients, helping more families, because of it. That's the biggest feedback that I'm getting. They're seeing the results, coming from the fruits of their labor, at this time. And for me, the biggest thing is, for any of us that's ever, spent time in a call center, which that was my life before Family First Life, was in a call center for 12, 15 years. It really now just brings me back to things that we did in the call center, working for the bank. Every month they would pull three calls every month and grade you on those 3 calls. And then we'd have to sit down with the manager and listen to those 3 calls and get feedback from the manager on how we could have been better on those calls, or get the kudos for the good things that we did on the calls. So it really brings me back to that mind state of, being able to do that same thing here with my team to help, like you said, help coach up.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is that one, it can hold you accountable to your actions. We can actually look back on what your activity looks like, and we can actually listen to what it actually sounds like, which to me is, there's nothing more valuable than actually listening to what you're saying, or seeing what you're doing and the activity that you're putting in, because that actually gives us a good barometer on, what it looks like and what we need to tweak and what we need to fix. And now it's just not like, they're not answering the phone, or I keep getting hung up on. Well, let's listen to your calls. Why are you getting hung up on, And it's just that accountability factor that I think that we can all utilize. And for a system that will squeeze your leads, a system that will record your calls, a system that allows your manager to literally listen into your calls and give you tips live, I mean, that's priceless. You know what I mean? I'd pay $500 a month for it. And the fact that it's under $200 for all the little add-ons, like I have no problem with that. So I'm getting this set up right now, guys. If you have interest or you want to enroll into this program, please just reach out to me or reach out to your manager or reach out in Slack. And so we can get you an affiliate link with all the features that Brandon already has created for us and, thankfully has shared with us. And the guy at Ringy literally told me that what Brandon has set up would take an individual person a month to create. And so that's just the cool part about Family First Life is the selflessness that Brandon has of helping us out, even though it's not necessarily helping him out because he knows it's going to come back around. And we both know that. So we appreciate you really for sharing this with us, Brandon. I think your team is really taking on the telesales approach, and so has ours. I'd say about 60 to 65% of our production is coming over the phones or via Zoom. But do you have the option to share your screen at all, Brandon?
Let's take a quick look here. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. If you could just share the screen with us so then the agents can see a good visual of actually what it kind of looks like. And if you want to kind of just play around with it for us so we can kind of see how it operates.
Yeah. So I'll show you a couple pieces here real quick. Can everyone see my screen now?
Yep. We're good.
Okay, so first, when you first come into the system, you come into your dashboard. You have a menu here on the left-hand side, so it comes into my dashboard here, and so it's showing everything for today. So I'm just getting in, so I haven't started anything today, but it's also showing me my appointments for today as well. Okay, so I'm showing, on a dial day, we got at least three appointments on the board. I'm gonna continue, dialing and one call closing at the same time. So at least I do have some appointments already on the board as well. So that's already here. I come down, I can see right now I have about 31 agents on the system, or at least have signed up and getting started with it. And then I can look here in my agent summary and see, so I have agents that I've sent the link to that haven't joined yet. But then I can see all the agents that have joined here. And I can also, to the right here on this join call. So if they're on a call, this is where this would be blue. The join call would be blue. If they're on a call and they have their agent coaching on, and I'll show you. So if I click on my phone here, so when you go to make a call, you have your two options. So you want to make sure your call recording is on, and you want to make sure that your agent coaching is on. If you want to, have the option of having one of your managers jump into the call with you and be able to whisper into your call and give you that help, you want to have your agent coaching on. And then by those being on, then and you're on a call, this would be blue, and then I could just go right in and just click join call and just join right into the call. Okay. So that's always, that's the feature that I love the most, being able to do that. And then the second thing I want to show you here is the inbox here. So showing how, the life cycle of one of my leads, of the lead and how everything is tracked. So here in my inbox, so this is one that I just rebooked this morning, Fabian here. If I click on his profile here, so this is his profile, and I can see that if I go to here to the call, the activity log, I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom, and I'll show you the life cycle of this lead. So this is a Georgia, mortgage protection. Got it in back on the 4th, put him in on the, put him in on the 5th. Actually, I called him I called him, and for some reason on him, I called him even before I put him in my system, so that's why it's not showing. However, what I did was I booked the appointment with him, then I put him in my system. So this one is a little backwards. That's why it's showing calls and stuff first, because I called him first before I even put him in the system. But once I called him, I actually booked the appointment with him. And then the system, did send him a message the day of the appointment on the 7th to let him know, that, actually, I missed the appointment with him, and I sent him a message letting him know, that I had a manager meeting. And then on the 9th, the system sent him a message letting him know we were unable to get the appointment. Or this was myself, actually. I apologize. I'm trying to catch up with where I'm at with him. But I did, just tell him, please give me a call, send him my link. And that's today. Actually, let me back up. Got him on the call. Actually, I spoke with him on the 4th. So it should be right here on the 5th. I spoke with him on the 5th. As you see, it was a 65-minute call, because he actually was a one call close. I got him on the phone. He was ready to go. We started talking, started going through everything. This was Saturday. I don't know, for some reason, my AmeriCode was giving me issues on Saturday. I could not log in for anything. So I couldn't quote him. I couldn't move forward with the process. So I told him, hey, let's reschedule for Monday. I'm gonna need to call the company, get into my system. He said, okay, that's fine. So we did reschedule, for Monday. Called him Monday, did not get him, on Monday. And then so I put him in as ghosted, actually yesterday. So I put him in as ghosted. And once I tag him as ghosted, the system automatically then sends a text message. It's already, the automations is there. I put him in as ghosted. The system sent him this message yesterday, telling him that we missed the appointment, gave him my link and everything. He finally responded yesterday. He responded yesterday saying, yes, sorry, that we missed the appointment. I'm thinking Friday is a good day. It'll be after 6 when my wife gets off. So, and then I saw it this morning when I got in. So I just responded back to him. Yes, sir. I penciled you in for 7, and then I set the appointment. So now he's back at an appointment for tomorrow at 7 p.m. So I apologize, I was a little off on him.
No, you're good, man. I know you're working a lot of different leads. It's hard to specifically remember stuff, but yeah, I definitely know that the AmeriCode thing was down on Saturday. So yeah, that could definitely throw things off. But so you put in a disposition of ghosted, and does that trigger that automation then to send him a text?
Yes. So that's what happens. So once I put him in as ghosted, the system then is triggered to then send him a text about the ghosting of the appointment. Was unable to get together. Understand you're busy or maybe overlooked it. Please give me a call to reschedule or set an appointment on my link, which gives him my booking link where he could just go set his own appointment. But he just decided just to respond to the text message, right? So it's totally up to them. But that's a good thing. They ghost on the appointment. You don't have to worry about following up with them. The system already, the automations are already there to do that follow up for you.
Love that. So that outbound text, you didn't do anything. You just put in ghosted at 2:13, and then it automatically sent out that outbound text.
Right, and you see it right here, 2:13, 2:13, yep. Right? So the automation is just already preset there. So that's the reason why I did want to show you that one, because that was one that got ghosted, got the call. Looking here with Maria, green means they got sold. Okay, so just showing you quickly the life cycle on Maria. So Maria was one that came in. She came in, and this was last month. But she came in, sent her, put her in. All I did is set the disposition. Once I put the lead in, I disposition her as an NPIVR lead. That triggers the auto email to go out as well as the auto text, right? So both of those went out to her. She didn't respond. However, the system, you see the system sent another message out to her on the 20th. Okay. The system sent another message out to her on the 20th. And then she ended up booking the appointment. She ended up booking the appointment for the 21st. On the 21st, about 45 minutes before the appointment, an hour before the appointment, the system auto sends out a reminder text. Okay, a friendly reminder of the appointment with the underwriter. So she got that and ended up on the 21st. Looks like I didn't get her. So I did get her on the phone on the 21st. And I think what's going on here, I actually ended up calling her outside of the system for some reason. I called her outside of the system, but I did sell her on the 21st is when I sold her. And then I updated everything. Now, once she was sold, what happened was once you mark it sold, I have the automations there where in about a week, the system is going to then reach back out to them again. And that's what it did. On the 8th, the system sent her a text message letting her know that, hey, this is Brandon, just making sure that you received everything from the insurance company. Also, please send any referrals my way, as well. So I'm always going to try to dig in for referrals as well. And then she just responded back, letting me know she didn't get everything. She was working with my admin to resolve a couple things. And then I let her know I spoke with Shannon and she was on top of everything. And then she responded back, excellent, thanks. Right. And then I finally updated my notes on what I did sell her with today, because I did want to show you guys that. But she did get sold and we did a CBO, for $251 a month. Okay. But everything is here. And that's what I really like, just how everything is tracked. Even if you miss some steps, it's still tracking everything in the system here. And then another one real quick here was one, and this is what I love about it, how you can transfer leads, because this one here with Nakia, she wasn't my lead. She was my wife's lead. Okay. So she was Teresa's lead that came in. Teresa put it in her system, set the auto, everything, the text went out to her at 250. The client responded back right at 256, to let Teresa know, and it was actually her husband, that they will be available, tomorrow between, 1:30 and 2:30. And Thursday between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. And Teresa jumped right in and responded right back to him, letting him know Thursday would work. He said yes, booked it for Thursday. The 17th, Teresa, actually, something went wrong with the kids. She couldn't run the appointment. She couldn't run the appointment on the 18th. So she called me to ask me, hey, can you take this appointment? So I said, yes, of course. Jumped in on the 18th and transferred, and it'll show you what I really love is just how it does, because I was looking at it this morning, but it shows where the lead was transferred to me right here. So transferred the lead to myself on the 18th so that I could, get on the call with them and actually, sold them right there on the 18th myself. Was able to get in and sell, got the husband set up, as you can see per the notes, got the husband set up with CBO, but the wife, she didn't qualify due to MIB, and they were really adamant about wanting to see what's on the MIB before doing something else with her. So I'll be following up with them this week, to see if they got the MIB back so that we can move forward, with her. But again, just showing you like all the different features, whether it's your lead, you can transfer it to somebody else, they can still excuse me, all the notes and everything will follow, even when it's transferred over to another agent or to the manager, all the notes and everything still follows through so that you know exactly where you're at with that lead at all times.
Man, that is freaking amazing. And the fact that it's a similar cost to Phone Burner, I mean, it's a no-brainer in my eyes, guys. And that's why I wanted to have Brandon kind of share with us his experience with it. And last week, Brandon, how many families did you help? Last month, how many families did you help?
Last month was, 43.
43. And your entire business was ran through Ringy last month.
Yes.
See,
yeah.
And then out of the 43 families help, how many would you say came from the text feature or the email feature booking? If you had a ballpark,
I would say at least about 17 of it.
17. So guys, I mean, that goes from Brandon writing, helping 20 some families to writing 40 some families using this. And then I know you're also buying aged mortgage leads in different areas and then putting them into those dispositions, right?
Yeah, just dropping them in. And in that way I can focus on dialing on my new stuff. And then I let the system work for me on the age stuff. And then I can always then come back and dial through it after I see, what happens, because a lot of it too, if I just share real quick again, what I do like about it, it helps you get rid of people as well, because you will have people respond back, stop, quit, things like that. And so all that does is just lets me know, it helps me resolve and get people out of the system in terms of who's actually serious at this time as well, by them, responding either quit, pass, whatever. But I know they got the text message, they know why I was reaching out, and they're not interested. So, but just because they say stop or quit doesn't mean that I still can't call them. I just can't text them anymore. Once they say stop or quit, I still can call them and get them on the phone if I need to, but for me, my lead flow is just so broad right now. I don't have to dig on every person. I'm just looking for the low hanging fruit, the ones that's going to respond back and say, I'm ready. I'll take an appointment at this time. I'm available at that time. That's the people that I'm going to spend my time with, trying to get them on the phone.
Absolutely, brother. And I think what it also does is it opens up your ability to buy the aged leads as far as mortgage and final expense, because he has the automation set up for him. So any of the age 1 month, 2 month, 3 month mortgage protection, any of the call-ins, the silvers, that's what the IVR one is, right? The call-ins.
Yeah.
And so it just makes all of our leads that we have at our disposal much more valuable, and letting the system work for you to increase the amount of people you're talking to every week, and then to increase your production. So I truthfully think this system is a no-brainer for us, especially with majority of us doing telesales. So what I'll need from you guys, don't do it in the chat here because it's going to go away. Either reach out to your manager, send them your email, because they're going to be able to send you out the invite via your email. So either drop it to your manager, drop it in Slack, doesn't matter what channel, just say, hey, here's my email for Ringy if you're interested. And then we'll get you your affiliate link. And just remember, guys, with the affiliate link, it will go straight to spam. So you'll have to check spam to actually get the link for Ringy. So if you're not seeing it, just make sure that you're checking your spam email. Yeah.
And one last thing, just to show you. So my top agent right now using Ringy is Jennifer. And I can see, why she's up at the top right now. And it's because of her usage here. This line here. So I can go to the team analytics and track and see what people are doing. So I can see how many outbound texts has been sent, how many inbound texts have came in, for that agent as well. Also, I can see, the calls made, any carrier violations from text messages that they're sending out. So I can jump on with them and make sure that they're following compliance with the text messages that's going out as well, and correcting those. I can see that as well. The outbound calls, but I know why Jennifer is doing as good as she's doing, and it's because if I go in here and look at her numbers, then this is just for last week. She sent 459 text messages last week. She got 24 responses, and she's working, the system on some age leads, where she's blasting out those text messages, and as well as Daryl here as well sent 494 text messages and had 46 responses, and he was able to book some appointments, just right from those text messages that went out, got some responses and was able to book some appointments, from that. So I'm able to actually see where they're at and what they're doing without me having to call and say, hey, how many dials did you make? How many texts did you send? Yep. I have access to the data myself.
No, that's freaking amazing. I mean, he sent out 400 some text messages and got back 40 some responses. Like that's 40 people that he potentially could have never got a hold of. And that's just for
Correct.
1 week. Like that's just 1 week. That's not a month. That's for 1 week. That's incredible. Wow. I'm just very grateful for you taking time out of your day here, Brandon, to share that with us. I definitely know that a lot of us are going to hop on this, and all we really have to do, guys, is you enroll, you get 2 weeks free, right?
2 weeks, 14 days free.
You get 14 days free, but you do cap yourself on the things that you can do in that 2 weeks. Right. As far as text messages sent and leads uploaded. And then you pay your additional $99 for a month subscription. And then you'll have to pay a penny for a text message. So you will potentially add on additional 30, 40, 50 bucks for text messages, but you're literally paying to reach more people. So to me, that's still a no-brainer as far as reaching people.
Yes. And so if you load up, $20, $30 at a time onto your account, and then they'll give you an update whenever your balance is low that you need to just, fund the account again and put some more money on it so that you have your features, working for you. Like I said, if you burn through $50 out of your account a month, then, you're working a lot. You should be making a lot of money. You should be helping a lot of families also. Yep. If you're burning through, more than say $50 a month, within your account. And it does, have that power dial. I do apologize. What I do like about their power dialer option here, as well, is so it's all out of your pipeline, and you create different pipelines here, and all you do. So you go to your pipeline that you want to start power dialing out of, you hit start dialing, and then it asks you right here, how many times do you want to call these leads? So you set that yourself from right here, whether you want to call them 3 times in a row, if you want to call them 5 times in a row, if you want to call them 10 times in a row, you set that right here yourself, based on how many times you want to call that, each lead in a row before it goes to the next lead.
I mean, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
But wow, I really appreciate you taking the time to share this with us, Brandon. I know you're a busy dude, and I just want you guys to understand that they have a very good support system as well. Their customer service is top notch. So if you're a person like me who sucks with technology, you can set up a demo with one of their customer support individuals, and he'll walk through all these different steps that Brandon kind of flew through for us to just give us a gist of what it can do. But once again, guys, I think this is something to really, 1, work smarter, 2, squeeze more leads, and 3, increase your profitability.
Yeah.
So you got to invest into your business, and hand dialing is not fun. So just work smarter, and invest into yourself. And so, like I said, the next steps, if you want to get started with it, just send your manager your email or share it in Slack, or just reach out to the person who brought you in this business and tell them that you want to get involved with Ringy, and we'll get this ball rolling for all of you guys and try to get you guys all set up. But I really appreciate you, Brandon, more than you know, man. I really do. And I appreciate you sharing this with us and being the pioneer and doing all the legwork and doing all this stuff for us to make our lives really easy. So we appreciate you. So if you guys could drop a BK in the chat for my man, Brandon Kitchings, for taking time out of his day here. We want to definitely show him some love for being able to help us out here today. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. And, anything I can do, you truly, man, a brother from another mother, man. I appreciate you, and anything I can do, for the team, man, I'm here, man. Let's go out and just, do what we know, what we can do to protect these families, and continue to protect our families. Willis, I see you, man. That's the guy that I'm chasing is Willis, man. That's the guy right there, boy. Hey, Mr. Sapphire, Mr. Sapphire himself,
Right. Love it, dude. Well, you have a great day, bro. And definitely looking forward to doing some type of event next month. And we'll get that out once we get something locked in, guys. You have a great day, man.
Y'all have a good one.
Okay. So I want to bring it back to us. Just give us a second here. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So I wanted to do a dual, I guess, guest speakers here today for us, because I really wanted to get that Ringy information out to you guys, so I'm not relaying the message and you guys can visually see it and hear how it's affected Brandon. I should have asked them. I don't know what they submitted this week, but prior he said they had submitted 100K, 100K, 100K back to back weeks, and they'd never done that before. So it's clearly working. But I do have my good friend Josh Battles in the studio here with me today. How are you doing today, dude?
Man, I'm blessed. Another day's another opportunity, brother.
Absolutely. Hey, real quick before we jump into this though, I really want to make this point clear. We do have an EverQuote campaign that is running. And I know a lot of people have played a game of telephone and not, I guess, communicated what it's really about. So guys, we have access to get you data or internet leads for $4 a lead. Minimum buy-in is $400. So that should get you about 100 leads. But I want to make this very clear. One, we're not a lead vendor. Two, we're not guaranteeing 100 leads. If you get 90 leads, I'm not trying to hear you complain about you not getting 100 leads. You paid $400 for 90 leads. You should be grateful. But two, with those EverQuote leads, as they come in, the EverQuote call center will actually call on those leads for you. So you basically not only are going to get around 100 leads in a week, you're also going to get a dialer dialing the leads for you, with the potential of getting live transfers from the EverQuote call center. We're not guaranteeing that you're going to get any, but just know that if you enroll into this program, you will have their call center calling on the leads real time as they come in. And they'll vet the lead for you, and then they'll ask the lead, are you ready to speak with the licensed insurance broker? And then they'll transfer you. I know Spencer last week got a live transfer that he closed down. Tristan closed down an EverQuote transfer. Michaela's closed down 2 of them. So if you have interest in enrolling into that EverQuote campaign, it's a 2-step process. One, you need to set up your campaign. So you need to get the Google form to set up the campaign, which then Maddie will reach out to you to set up the campaign for yourself, but you can't get the leads without setting up the campaign. So that's step 1. If you need the Google form, once again, reach out to your manager, reach out to me, reach out in Slack, and just ask for that EverQuote setup form. And then the second form that is really important is the payment form. We're only accepting payments Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so we don't get mixed up with all the other days. But with the payment, you'll be Zelling it over to our business account, as we only can put 1 card on file. So we put our business card on file for you guys, so you can also get the leads. And I'm not trying to distribute the leads. You can actually have your own individual campaign running. So there's 2 forms you'll need to fill out. The setup form originally to get it started. And I highly recommend you adding more areas than just 1 or 2 areas, so you get your 100 leads. Like if you have only 3 cities or 5 cities listed, you can't expect to get 100 leads, or can't expect to get the same amount of leads as somebody who has 3 states or 4 states available to them. So if you have any questions about the EverQuote campaign, please reach out to us. So we can get you started with it. It's just a great way for you guys doing telesales or doing the hybrid approach to get more leads at a cheaper rate. And EverQuote is a very credible internet lead source. They're probably one of the biggest in our space. And so they're a accredited company that gives you quality leads, but they are internet leads. So it's not like we're guaranteeing that you're going to get sales, but you get a lot of individuals for you to capitalize on and work the system. So if you have any interest, please reach out. We could get you set up, so then by next Monday you can get your campaign rolling. So it'll go from Monday through Friday for you, where you can actually get the leads, and then on Friday Maddie will email you the CVS file, so then you can upload them into your phone burner account or your Ringy account, or whatever you're utilizing for your auto dialer, and then you get the leads in real time as well. But if you have any questions, I don't want to take too much more of your time about it. If you have any interest in the EverQuote campaign, please reach out to us so we can get you set up and get you some more leads. But my man, It's really crazy to know that I would say about 5 years ago I probably met you. Michaela and Josh were friends back in college at Illinois State, and Michaela had introduced me to Josh, and we were like neighbors. Yeah. We had like lived right next to each other, and really just known you for this amount of time and seeing the journey that you went through and the story that you tell and the adversity that you dealt with. It's amazing, and just know that I'm very proud of you for what you've done thus far and what you've overcome. And really, Josh, what the first thing that I want you to touch on, man, like you got into this business, dude, with no money. And we know that when you come to this business, you got to invest in yourself. You got to buy leads. And so like, what did you do when you didn't have any money to just get on the phones?
Man, I hit up whoever I could to dial. Said, hey guys, I'm willing to dial all day long. I just want to contribute any way possible. So I didn't have the money, I didn't have the capital behind me, but I knew I had an opportunity. And every day you wake up, you got an opportunity. So I always say another day is another opportunity. And then, Gage was always talking about being intentional about your growth. So I just, was proactive about it and said, hey, if anybody needs help as far as dialing, not anymore, but if anybody needs help dialing, I want to contribute. I don't have much to offer besides my work ethic. And growing up, single mother, similar to you, we didn't have much to offer besides our loyalty and our word. So that's something that I really try to stand on, is my word, as well as, trying to contribute as much as I can to what Gage and Michaela and so many great people have created. I mean, I was sitting in class with him at ISU. We took one class together. I think it was a K&R class. And to see his growth has been so inspiring to me. It's just another day is another opportunity. That's what I always say, to keep growing and developing.
I love that, man. And so that's, I wanted him to share that, guys, because he had no excuses. He didn't say, oh, I can't do this business because I don't have any money. He said, hey, who needs help with dialing? Because he understood that the phones is 80% of this business. And one key thing that you've always done, Josh, that I think a lot of new agents are so afraid of doing is unmuting themselves. Like why did you continuously unmute yourself even when you knew you weren't very good? And even though you were getting hung up on in 10 seconds, 5 seconds, like what made you always want to continuously dial unmuted?
Mainly because it just goes back, when people say, no, can't make excuses. Due to my situation, I was like, man, dude, like this is really hard. But again, I was like, this is an opportunity to serve. That's the most important part, serving from the heart, not thinking about how much I'm gonna get off a sale or who's gonna pay me first, putting the client in the best position. But as far as unmuting, just eager to grow. And, losing everything from my car last year, being evicted, literally losing everything and working 7 days a week. I had to pray to God, how do I find this other gear? Like, this is my only opportunity to change my financial situation around, as well as turn my 10 to 20 year goals into hopefully 5-year goals, and so I knew if I unmuted myself, that was the only way I was going to get better. It's just like, I tell people, it's like showing up to class. Live dials is class. So you show up, you unmute yourself, you raise your hand, ask questions. And I think several months ago, I told the team, I said, hold me accountable. I'm here to grow. I'm not here to just, shoot the breeze. Like, I really want to grow, because I felt like, I've watched from the sidelines so long as a dialer, and I'm like, man, I know I can do this. I just got to figure it out. But what I've been learning, it's been helping me a lot, is getting my teeth kicked in. You're not going to get better on the phones dialing for 30 minutes and then calling someone saying, hey, no one's picking up. What about these leads? No, I was getting my ass kicked for months, not making commissions. So as far as excuses, you got to leave those out the window. And that was hard for me at first, because I was looking around like, I haven't saw anyone really come from my situation. So then that held me accountable to say, okay, you know what? Like, you got to do it. No excuses, Josh. If you can't see anyone else's story that's showing you that, then you need to create this on your own and keep that faith that God has provided an opportunity for you to serve, as well as to protect your family. And all you got to do is pick up a phone and then unmute yourself to grow. So it's a no-brainer to me.
So I think that we had a phrase at the beginning of the year that we kind of went away from, but like unmute and get rich. I mean, that should be the motto, guys. Like if you unmute yourself, you'll get wealthy. But if you don't unmute yourself, you're never going to get better. And there's so many of you that consistently show up onto our dials and then we never actually hear from you. And it's like, are you just showing up to show up? Are you showing up and actually listening and applying what you're hearing? Or like what are you actually doing on those live dials to try to get better? And there's no judgment coming from anybody. Like I still remember there's times where I'm like, man, like Josh is getting his teeth kicked in. Man, Josh is it's brutal on the phones, but he just kept going. And that's the thing. And like you hit on something, like for months you got your teeth kicked in. Like what kept you going, Josh? Like not giving up, not making excuses, not giving leads. Like for somebody who is new or somebody who's in their month 3 or 4 or 5 and, you know, just trying to feeling like they're struggling and not getting any better, like what is it that kept you going? And what is it that kept you just wanting to show up every single day and being a student?
Mainly my mother, you know, my family, and, you know, yourself, and Michaela, you know, people that believed in me when so many people decided to take shots at me while I was at the bottom for absolutely no reason. And, you know, kind of, I'm a natural fighter, you know, if you know me, kind of, you know, I kind of got a little grit to me, but I've always just been a go-getter. And, you know, someone tell me I can't do this, I already told my mom what I was going to do. So you're not going to, you know, you're not going to change that. And so I think just speaking, manifesting, you know, me and Marcus months and months ago, before Marcus is even where he's at now, we were manifesting, speaking these things into existence and trying our hardest to hold each other accountable, show up every day, unmute each other, or unmute ourselves and be willing to give each other constructive criticism, ask the team for constructive criticism, and just understand that it's not about me. You know, I was driving for Lyft. Make a long story short, before Lyft, I was working 3 to 4 jobs. So I was a mover, you know, and then after that, moving a house, I got to go work again. And then after that work, I got to go work again. And so that survival mentality, I think it was just like, man, I don't know. To be honest, a year ago, I didn't know I'd be in this type of position, you know, was facing a lot of adversity. But I think what a lot of people taking direct punches at me while I'm on the floor, it's like, wait till I get up, you know what I mean? And I think if you know, train your brain to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and you just keep callousing that, eventually almost everything that you run into as far as the adversity, your why is going to be big enough to keep you going. You know, my why is my family, and my why is the people that support me and believed in me instead of not taking shots. They hey, let me lend you a hand, because it was very hard. Like I didn't expect people to really do that, but I was doubted a lot. And I think that, you know, working on my mindset and manifesting and praying to God, and then reaching out to resources has helped me a lot. Just straight up getting uncomfortable. You got to get uncomfortable or it's not going to work.
No, I love that you share that, man. And I wanted you to share that because people need to hear it. Like we all want this instant gratification and instant success. And I get it. Like we need money, like we need to survive. We need to pay our bills. But at the end of the day, it's the long term. This is a career. This isn't some get rich in a couple months type of scheme type of thing. Like this is a career and a skill set that you'll develop over time that will give you the confidence to print money and to help a ton of families and to use your servant heart to really capitalize on what this opportunity can offer to an individual or even to like a family. And another thing too, Josh, I think is big and something that you've really wrote is the family first life family, like in the camaraderie that you can really get and the support that you can really get if you just ask. Like the thing about Josh is he's always on live dials, always making connections with the new person or the agent that's on there with them. And it's gone a long way. It's compounding effort, compounding, you know, success that was minimal success. Book an appointment was successful for you, and then it turned into doing a presentation, and then it turned into you closing deals. And it's just been really cool to see that if you don't quit on yourself and you continuously ask for help and you're coachable, anybody can do this business if they don't quit. And that's the thing is so many people are quick to give up on themselves and then go back to working for somebody and building somebody else's dream. And at the end of the day, like Josh is a prime example of just normalizing the grind. I mean, if you're not willing to sacrifice a year ago, you didn't know you're going to be in this situation. And now a year ago, you're able to afford a flight, come down here to Dallas and do your thing, man. I mean, it's just a testament to your hard work and your effort that you put in, and coachability and humility, really. I mean, you've never been afraid to show people that you weren't that good on the phones when you first started. You weren't that afraid to say, hey, would you have said anything differently here? Or, just sharing the opportunity on Instagram and social media as well along the journey has been a true inspiration to watch your growth. And I think that if we all live by the motto, unmute and get rich, I think that we'll all become more successful here, and you'll start to see yourself grow. And then you'll soon realize, like, we don't care if you suck on the phones. We don't care if you stutter on your words. We don't care where you're at in the process of you getting better. We just care that you're trying to get better. At the end of the day, that's all it is we want to see that you're putting in effort, that you're trying to be coached and you're trying to get better. And I think that Josh has become obsessed with getting better. And it's funny because the people who get obsessed with trying to get better are the ones who succeed the most at this business. And instead of saying that it's the leads or it's my schedule, it's my situation, you actually just utilize what the platform and the training and the system is to put the numbers and to put everything in your favor, man. So it's really cool to see what you've done thus far. And I'm really excited to see where you go. And if you want to just share anything with anybody while we have you on here, Josh, about not giving up or anything really, like, the floor is yours, brother.
For sure. What I would say to anybody, thinking about this opportunity is understand that it is going to be mentally difficult. Understand that you are going to get hung up on. But a quote that helps me get through as far as unmuting everything, getting uncomfortable, is one of my best friends, Corey Norman, told me years ago. He said, if you live for people's acceptance, you'll die from their rejection. So what that spoke to me is when you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth as a man, self-love is the best love. Give yourself positive affirmations. Understand that you're God's child. Understand that, you're coming from a good place. When I'm on the phones, I'm coming from a good place. Like, I care about the people. And I think the more that you care about people and the more that they feel it, that's what's going to bring you success, as well as, think about volunteering, for instance. If you go volunteer, you're not judging the other volunteers or competing with the other volunteers. Oh, who passed out the more food or who did this? It's like you're focusing on serving, giving. And that's, they put a request in, what they're looking for is someone with integrity, someone that's going to treat them how, you'd want someone to treat your family. So I tell my clients on the phone, hold me accountable. If there's any point in time you feel, like you need to ask a question, you're not on the right page, we're not on the same page, stop me so I can help you understand. And I think when I was a preschool teacher, seeking to understand the children, they come in my classroom, I can't just say, oh, that's a boy, that's a girl, that's this rich kid, poor kid, whatever, smart kid. It's like, no, I have to seek to understand how they're going about, problem solving. And the only way someone's going to be able to help you is if you unmute, because that's opening a gateway to say, hey, I'm being vulnerable. I need help. I really want to help serve people. And I remember Gage, like months ago, I was struggling at the Social Security part, like struggling. And then I passed that part. And then I got to the banking, the routing. I got stuck on the routing. Couldn't get past that. I got past the routing. Then I had to get to the account number, still getting my teeth kicked in. And so it's like you said, it's a compounding effort. I think, I always wake up with the mindset, another day is always another opportunity to serve and protect these families. And so waking up, with that kind of attitude towards this opportunity, it's a win-win. Even when you lose, like I got my teeth kicked in last probably 3 days, but it's been awesome because you got to stay optimistic, got to learn. It's just like a boxer. This is what I definitely would like to share to people. So you can take it baseball route or boxing route. You get in the ring. Let's say you got your hands up, chin tucked, you down, you throwing them right now. If you still keep getting tagged and you got your hands up, you're gonna be like, hold up, like how's this fool still hitting? And that's how it is on the phones. Is every time you put your hands up, you call in, you unmute yourself, you're only gonna get stronger. You're naturally gonna end up, dodging, bobbing and weaving and then helping people. And it's like some of these people just need challenge. Some of these people you just need to hit them back. So with the men, I tell people, my name's Joshua Battles, medical senior field underwriter for the state of Colorado. I'm here to help serve and protect your family. Now, Donald, you have the cape. You have the cape for your household. You're the superhero. I'm just a sidekick with a state license to help facilitate these programs to you so we can put you in the best possible situation. I'm authorized to show you the cheapest rates with the best discounts. And then at that point, telling a grown man he's wearing the cape, when he gives you that objection, when you showed something to him that's feasible within his budget, you showed him that clarity, that financial peace of mind. When he says at the end, I just don't know if I'm ready yet. Okay, sir. I don't know about you, but resting in peace to me means if I were to pass away today, that my family doesn't have to take on that financial hardship and that burden. Are you telling me you're going to take the cape off now? Or are we going to serve and protect your family? And sometimes you just gotta hit them. Like I said, I was getting kicked in my teeth, so I'm ready to fight back. And it's not fighting the families, you're fighting for them. And so facilitating that correctly and effectively is very important when you are challenging people. But just getting uncomfortable and just understand that somebody didn't wake up today, and so when you find excuses to not dial, or somebody didn't wake up today that could have used your time, your effort, their beneficiaries could have used our time, our effort. And that's kind of, jumping back off, a year ago, I just kept telling myself, like, these people need us. They're like, Josh, you might play a little role right now, but imagine, like, when I was booking appointments for Michaela and stuff, I was really wanting, like anybody, I was really just wanting to help, because I've done so many jobs where, man, it's just not as satisfying, and money takes care of itself in this business. So as long as I know I'm helping and I'm serving people, that's all that matters to me. Just another day, another opportunity to grow and develop as a man, and use my peers around me, my community, my resources around me to keep growing, and hopefully influence a lot of people to never give up and just find that why within them and understand that, dude, if you speak things into existence, you pray, and you literally, even if you kind of don't believe what you're saying, say it. Because I'm telling you, when things happen now in my life, it's like a movie, man. Like it's crazy. Like it's God. It's not me. I just show up every day and I put the work in, and God has provided this amazing opportunity that Gage, Michaela, Sean, Mike, everyone has built for us to thrive. And so it all starts with you. You got to believe in yourself. Another day is always another opportunity. So if you got to tell yourself that every day, to hold you accountable, and do so, and unmute, and get rich, and let's grow, let's support each other. It's a safe zone here.
Amen, bro. That was some very valuable stuff, and we're gonna be able to put out some great content from that. And I'm glad you dove into some good word tracks that are super powerful. And one last thing before we let everybody get back on the phones here is, like, as much as you were asking for help and reaching out and taking coaching, these last couple of weeks, you've had a bunch of people reach out to you, and you've had a bunch of people ask you for help. And one, how has that made you feel? And two, how has that helped you become a better trainer or a better person at your craft?
Perfect. I'm glad you asked me that. Whew, man, it's been quite a journey. As a dialer, I was working. People gave me credit, but I still felt in the background a little bit. I felt like, how good am I? what kind of producer will I be with this amount of work ethic that I'm putting in? You know, will I always see kind of these kind of results? So what I would say is, you know, it's just making sure that, you know, you're coming into it with good intentions, you know, good intentions, you know, bringing out the emotion in the presentations and stuff like that. But it's been different for me in a good way. It's been challenging. I feel like this is a new learning curve. I mean, a year and a half ago, I felt like I was dying to everybody. You know, when I was getting evicted, I knew if I was on the streets, I don't think I wasn't hearing from too many people. So I just felt like I gotta survive. I have to make it. And it's been feeling good because it's God. You know, it's not me. I don't want all the attention. It's just God. It's faith. Faith is key. And you know, just showing up every day, wanting to grow as an individual, however you identify as man, woman, however you identify, just wanting to be the change that you wish to see, or definitely hoping to spark the brain that does change the world. You know, I'm just a human person, and I just wake up every day and I try not to take life for granted. You know, I been through some life and death situations that definitely will change the way you look at every moment. And I try to stay mindful of that. So just mindfulness, prayer, meditation, speaking things into existence. And I'm very excited about this new learning curve. So I'm not used to people, you know, hitting me up at all. Like, you know, so this is all new to me. I'm very grateful, and I'm gonna continue asking right now. You guys gonna hear me ask for constructive criticism because I purposely want to grow. I'm intentional about it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be perfect. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be some top producer one day or whatever. Just means I'm just a product of this system, and it works. You buy leads, you pick up the phone, you call them, you know, and you serve them wholeheartedly. And everything else takes care of itself if you stay open-minded, optimistic, and you care about people. That's where it starts. If you don't care about people, I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life, but I don't know. I care about people, and I think everybody else that cares about people in this business, they're doing really well. And so, yeah, leave the money aside, it'll come. Try to think of it being paid bi-weekly. How many jobs can you go to and you just could play on your phone, but you know you're gonna get paid? So it's like, if you did just go into it helping people, you already know what's coming. So it's like, just see how many families you can help.
Absolutely, dude. Well, I really appreciate you sharing. I know a lot of people got some valuable information from you. And I just want you to know that me and Michaela are very proud of your journey thus far. And I know that Michaela's always been a person that's always believed in you. And it's been amazing to watch, you know, this last year. And we're excited to see really what you're going to accomplish for the rest of this year. And just know that Family First Life Enhanced Foundation is better with you, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Well, guys, today is payday.